Have you seen UpstateAllStarsTV.com? They are the authority for the hottest hip-hop, rap, R&B, dancehall artists in upstate New York and worldwide. Check out interviews, documentaries, and banging music 24/7. You can also watch UpstateAllStarsTV.com at home on your big screen by way of your Fire Stick, Xbox, or PlayStation internet browser. The real dopest artist on the planet is playing right now on UpstateAllStarsTV.com. Also, make sure you follow them on Twitter at Upstate All Stars and on Instagram at the Upstate All Stars. I'll leave the link right at the top line of the description box. Go check them out right now. UpstateAllStarsTV.com. Tell them old guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored sent you. Ready, set, go.
Those things, so no matter how much money you get, you can dive into that. I don't think you have to water down, but I think a lot of times when you get comfortable, you do. Things do change. I mean, it's things and then you ain't been out on and I think that when they get watered down is because they not able to go to the let's say one night of comedy clubs where the crowds are not as easy to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when you deal with them and you used to going where you can say, hey, I'm going to be here and all your fans show up. Sometimes you might want to be nice to pop up somewhere where they ain't your fans. Man, we was in there playing Being Weird. What are you going on stage telling jokes for? You know what I mean? And you can still make them laugh. That's when you keep a certain edge. But I mean, when you live in a certain life, it changes, That's where we are, and I sure, when the millions start kicking in, where I look up and I done made more than two, and it's about 15 in there, I might be like, I was eating my croissant today, and it wasn't as buttery as usual. I don't know what kind of. I talk to Whole Foods about their croissant.
That should still be funny though. That's the funny part about it. Yeah. That's the fucking funny part about it. Let me ask you, have you seen any of Kwame Brown stuff? Any Mama's Cooking?
I've seen Kwame Brown, and I just don't have nothing to say about it, because my whole thing is I think he got mad, and he had every right to get mad, because you bring up people's family and stuff, and like I said, that's between him and Charlamagne. Kwame Brown going hard. He had Joe Brown on one of his podcasts, and I love Judge Joe Brown, because Judge Joe Brown don't give a you understand me? Judge Joe Brown
Hello?
Yeah, Judge Joe Brown goes so hard. It's hilarious. But I think Kwame Brown is interesting, I mean, I think Charlamagne opened up a can of worms that he didn't really want to open up. Because that brother there, I don't know. And he telling some legit stories, man, that's kind of sad, how the media can destroy you, I mean, and I just, I pray that he gets his justice, you know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's kind of what I wanted to expound on, was that part, when he talks about the go along, get along gang, and how there's certain factions within the media, and in particular, when he was talking about athletics, when he was talking about the go along, get along gang, the black media within sports. But do you think that there's a go along, get along gang in every faction of entertainment when it comes to black entertainers, comics, athletes, actors, whatever the case may be? Is there a go along, get along gang?
I don't never want to agree. I agree to disagree on everything, because I don't want to get caught up in, they said, because I remember I was on Vlad TV and I said something out of the ordinary, and I just, I think that staying neutral is a better way to say that. I think that you're gonna always have those formalities, and I think that you just gotta just pass by them and keep on moving forward and staying hard on what you believe. Because as long as you stay true to you, I mean, go along, get along, whoever, they can't stop it. You understand?
Right.
And in this game, it's so powerful. It's just like your podcast, how you blowing up, and you got you so you going viral. Your guests are big. I mean, people could easily, shoot you down. All these guys are bogus, this and that. But you got to take they bogus and come back and show them, hey, ain't nothing bogus about me. I'm real and organic.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Talk about the death of Paul Mooney, if you may. And did you know?
I knew Paul, man. I mean, it was an honor to know him, man. I think Paul Mooney, he was one of those guys that didn't care about what people thought. And he will be missed. I know he had been sick and everything, and I think that I got to I got to work with him a couple of times. And one thing about Paul Mooney, he don't care about time. He don't care. He don't care about hurting nobody's feelings. He never cared about none of that. And he would go up if a comedian did. Let's say I was up there in this one comedy club in DC, and it was owned by this comic. He would go up and do an hour and 50 minutes, and then I had to go up and do my hour, and then I'd be up there and I get lost. I be being funny and I lose track of time. I'm up there an hour and 25, and then Paul will go up there after everybody and do 2 hours. Just talking until the last person in there, even if he back him on the floor. And Paul Mooney would talk and keep it real. And I mean, I seen him walk people out that didn't like his jokes. He would follow him out the door. He was something else. And I mean, but he was unapologetic. That was the most powerful thing about Paul. He was unapologetic. And I think I love that. I mean, because I look at like Corey Holcomb. I think Corey Holcomb goes hard, but he stays true to him. And I think that when a comedian doesn't worry about what people think of you, you can become great.
Yeah.
And it takes time. I mean, and I don't want to impound on someone going in so bad. Like it's some people that's just real horrible to people and say things out of character for anything. But if you out there and being funny and talking about your life experience and what you did, I think those are funny. I think that's real funny stuff. And you breaking it and you personalizing it. That's you.
We're talking about also somebody that we lost, one of the comics that were unapologetic, was Patrice O'Neal. And I was watching his special a couple months ago, and that joint was captivating as hell to me. I forgot what it was called, but I had a bunch of comics on there reflecting on his life and stuff. Did you know Patrice? And if you did, what was some of your fondest memories with him?
Well, I knew Patrice, and I met him. I honestly only met him one time.
Okay.
He was outside the Comedy Union, and he was going to the strip club, and I said, I'm going home. I'm married. So he didn't get me out there bad. Him and my boy went somewhere, and I said, I'm out. And then he was a wild boy, anyway. But he seemed funny. But my honest view on Patrice was I watched him on the roast, and I think he wasn't that strong. But then I seen his specials, and I was like, this brother a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to learn about him more after his death than before he died. And everything they say about Patrice is real deal. And I think that being in New York, and as funny as this brother was, he wasn't handed his gauntlet that he deserved. And I it's a sad thing, but I mean the brother, he was legendary. His stuff that he said, his metaphors was so creative.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, man, I mean, he will be missed. He
Definitely.
will be missed.